Good evening, everybody. I hope you have had a really lovely Monday today. Sun is finally out and shining in my area, which is kind of nice. I think January was pretty gray looking around here, so it's nice to have some of that finally showing through. We're going to wait just a couple more minutes for some people to hop on, hopefully. And if you're here, please say hi so I know that you're watching. And that helps me know that this went live like it should. All right, so let's take a look at some things we're going to be talking about tonight as we stamp together. I'm going to move something out of my way here. There we go. Okay, just a reminder that we are now in the last weeks of celebration. It's going to end at the end of February. Items in here are available while supplies last. So far, I have not heard of anything being low or unavailable. So for now, there's still some great things to get. I highly recommend the Owl stamp set. He is one of my favorites from this collection this year. And I would also snatch up designer series paper. There's some beautiful ones in here. There was the Dainty Flowers. There's the Day at the Farm, which coordinates with the suite in the mini catalog. So great pairing there. There's some beautiful ones here. Favored Flowers. Again, coordinates with a set in there, the Fragrant Flower Bundle, which, as you can see, it's already almost a $50 item on its own. So if you know you want the bundle, throw on a little adhesive, some dimensionals, just a little something to bump you over that $50 point, and you're going to get yourself some beautiful free paper to go along with. And then, of course, there's the big pack that comes with the $100 level, the Dandy Designs, beautiful spring colors as we're heading into that time of the year. Great patterns in there that are going to make some really, really great projects for you. And in case you missed it, I posted this on my Facebook page, but I thought I would bring it into play here as well. If there are not items there that pique your interest, they added a few more just for the month of February from the annual catalog. There's a couple things from our kits collections. There's some ribbon, a couple of punches, a couple embossing folders, the decorative masks, another pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper from the mini. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Mom. Good to see you guys tonight. And then another bundle available at the $100 level. So this is posted on my Facebook page. You can go there for more details if this isn't enough to catch everything you want to see. You can always go back and rewatch the video, hit pause, and collect some more of the details there. So I recommend taking advantage of celebration time. It's so much fun to get free goodies. Gotta love free goodies, right? Wanted to point out a couple things in here in case you have missed the announcement. The Clover Punch has already sold out, so that is unavailable, and then obviously so is the coordinating bundle. Stamp set still available, and it's really not that difficult to fussy cut. So if you do really, really like that stamp set, go ahead, grab that regardless. But we did get notification that Easter Bunny Punch is currently on the low inventory list. Now, because it's low inventory, I would fear, frankly, that this is going to run out and not come back in time, just like the Clover Punch. So if you really, really wanted that Easter Bunny, get on that quick. If it's just the punch you want, or if you want the whole bundle, get on that quick. I would recommend doing that in the next day at the very least, just to be on the safe side. Because once all of us told you that it was running low, that's probably going to make everybody go, oh my gosh, I need that bunny rabbit really, really quick. So don't miss out if Easter Bunny is something that you wanted. And I do actually have a sample tonight using that punch, so you'll be able to see it in action. All right, so let's get started with what we're making tonight. We are on episode 102, the 1st of February. So it was February 6th, but the first Monday of February, you know what I mean. All right, you need a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to be using mint macron, and then same color cardstock in a 2.5 by 3 3/4. 2 neutral pieces, one 4 by 5 1/4, one 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. If you want another piece for inside, you're going to want another piece later. That's 4 by 5 1/4 when you're ready to decorate up your inside piece. Then you need some designer series paper, and I told you guys could decide if you wanted this to all be the same. If you wanted to use different ones, that's totally up to you. 2 of them would go vertically, 2 of them would go horizontally in case that matters for what you picked. I've got some gingham from the Country Gingham Designer Series papers in the mini catalog on page 9. Really pretty soft colors. This one, of course, has mint macron to go with mine. So 2 pieces that are 1/2 by 4 3/8, and 2 pieces that are 1/2 by 3 1/8. And then a little bit of narrow ribbon or cord just to give ourselves a little knot or a bow. I'm going to be using the white seam binding tonight. Okay, and then you need some stamps to decorate that small piece of neutral. So you're 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Let's go ahead and take that. I'm going to use tonight the images from the Country Bouquet stamp set. And I forgot to bring that over to where I am. So let me just show you where that is in the catalog here. It's on page 9. Well, actually, the bigger one is on page 10. Here we go. Okay, so here's Country Bouquet. Also comes with a punch, which is currently back ordered, so we'll have to look for that to arrive in April, but that does come as a bundle. If you want to wait till April to order, you can still get, of course, the stamp set now and wait for the punch to come in back then, but it's going to probably also go fast because everybody's going to be waiting for it. But really cute two-step here is what I'm going to be using tonight. It's kind of a large floral heart by the time you put the 2 pieces together. So the 2 colors I'm going to use on that are the Puddle Pink and the Mint Macaron. I'm going to start out, though, by putting on my phrase first. No, actually, I lied. I am going to start with my heart. I'm going to put in the 1 layer. So I'm inking up what would essentially be the leaves and that sort of portion of the flower, if you look at this as a flower. And a little bit's going to go off the edges, but I'm okay with that. I'm just getting a little bit of image here. And it's going to go pretty much all the way down at the bottom. And you can decide if you want your phrase on the top or on the bottom when you're putting yours together, okay? So part of it's going to be imagery for you, and part of it's going to be your phrasing. So I'm going to start with my image just because it is so large, and my phrase is actually pretty small. So that's going to help me center that down later. Okay, and like I said, this is a 2-step, which means these flowers are going to fit into where you see the empty portions of this. And I'm going to apologize if my head gets in the way because I want to hopefully hit this. I did not use my Stamparatus on this. I'm trusting my gut here. I think I've got that pretty good. Ta-da! All right. When I can stand directly over it, I do pretty good. But always remember that Stamparatus tool is there for you guys to help you get perfect placement when you're doing something that's got an intricate 2-step portion like this one does. Okay? Then I'm also going to take the Mint Macaron back again, and I'm using a phrase that just says "with love" from that still that same stamp set, and I'm just going to add that at the top. Okay, all right. So my layer is done, and if you're stamping along with me, I'll give you just a second because I need to just rearrange and clean up, move the things that I don't want to get any more ink on them or anything. Okay. Now, at this point here, we're going to mount that onto that other piece of cardstock that is just slightly bigger. So that was the 2 1/2 by 3 3/4 piece. And you can decide if you want to take those 2 at those points and have them popped up on dimensionals, or if you're going to tape them directly down. Okay? I will start by taping it directly down and then show you the other version with pop-ups in my additional samples. Okay? All right, so that is going to go on that layer right there. Now we're going to work with our 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And what we're going to do first is we're going to center this in the middle and then work our designer series paper around it. Okay? So like I said, you can use dimensionals if you want to at this point to pop up the center panel. And we're going to put that centered into the middle of the 4 by 5 1/4 panel. And then you're going to grab your pieces of designer series paper. We can start, let's see, we're going to start horizontally, I think. Okay, so grab one of your horizontal pieces, and you're going to get a little adhesive on the back of that. Okay, now we're going to start in this corner, and basically what it's going to end up doing is it's going to end up butting up with the end of the panel this way. So I'm actually going to line those up first, and then go toward the corner. So you're going to leave a little border on each side, okay? So next, take then a vertical piece. And again, if you're using different ones or directionally appropriate, make sure you're doing that the right directions. Okay. This one is going to butt up with the bottom and then go up toward the corner. And then basically we're just going to repeat those 2 things. Okay. So again, a horizontal piece and then a vertical piece going back up that direction. All right. So as you can see, the other side of my gingham here is a sweet sorbet color. I actually have used that color anyway in Oops, I'm going to go this way. So again, butting up to the edge of that and going toward the corner. Okay, and then obviously the last piece is going to fill in that middle section there. And the reason I had them on that piece is that so what I usually do first is I design the basic idea in my head, or take my inspiration sample or whatever that's going to be, and then I make my stepped up version. And I accidentally grabbed these pieces for my stepped up version, so they had all the adhesive on them. So I stuck them back down onto my silicone pad, and then they could stay sticky and not stick to anything else, and I could peel them off nicely and still use them without having to create or have to recut. And so I got to still use those pieces. So that silicone pad is really great for anything with adhesive, extra gooky, blah, whatever. I use it when I'm going to be using some things with liquid glue, because if it goes over the edges, it just wipes off of this really easily, as opposed to getting onto other papers and things like that. So what's one little tool that I have sitting around that I really, really do enjoy using for a lot of different reasons. Okay, take your card base and go ahead and give that a crease. You should have that scored at 4 1/4. And then, as you might guess, this is just going to go on the card front. Again, you can decide if you want to pop that up a little bit. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, so I hope all is well down by you. All right, so this is going to go on the card front, like so. And there you go. Now, if you did bring a little bit of ribbon or twine or something like that, you can add either a knot or a bow up into one of the corners or wherever it might fit on your layout, whether it incorporates into the design that you have based on what you stamped, or it's just a little accent off in the corner or across the top or anything like that. So I'm just trying to make a nice loose bow here. I do like that crinkled seam binding, but I don't want to get it too tight in the middle, because then the knot looks funny to me anyway. All is good. Yes, I'm glad you caught me live too. I always love when I can know that people are tuned in and watching, even though y'all are really good about leaving comments after the fact, which I also love. Love, love, love that everybody gets to enjoy a little crafty time together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue dots. Put that on the back. I remember I do like to take my, whatever it is I'm using, directly to my glue dot pad. Or not pad, you know what I'm saying, the little strip of glue dot parts there. And then it's stuck directly to it, and it's not stuck to my fingers and or anything else. So I could do it down here, which I think I will do for tonight. So it's part of my image. Okay, I've added it right to the bottom of that particular heart. And like I said, you can add it other places. I will show you as I go through some of my samples. You'll see other ways I've used it, and others, maybe some other accessories as well to dress up some of my other samples. So I was doing a little bit of crafting for an event coming up, and I have absolutely fallen in love with this color combination. This is Starry Sky, and then I have Mango and Orange is actually part of my oranges, and the Parakeet Party for the leaves. And the way that the orange plays off the blue in this, oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it. And I think I'm going to try to do this in other forms. So far, I just used it in my citrus cards because I'm actually doing a class about, or teaching a thing about the citrus bundle. So I've been making a lot of citrus themed cards lately, but this particular color combination to me just like screams yummy. So again, this is the Sweet Citrus Bundle. I've used the Designer Series paper from the stack of In Colors. So that is Starry Sky and a little Starry Sky metallic ribbon just to make that little bow up there. Okay, so that is Sending You a Big Squeeze. And that, I believe, is all taped down as well, just like I did on this first one, with only this little guy here popped up a little bit for some dimension. All right, then working with that Country Bouquet bundle a little bit more, I used the other imagery in it, which is this heart. There's the outer, inner and outer pieces will make that heart come together. And actually, if you look, it's all attached together as one stamp because of the way the punch is designed. So the punch is designed like so. So you have a big heart, a little heart, and 2 leaves. And you can put that all together as a flower, essentially. Or you can use the different parts to do, you could just punch out the heart and stuff. But this is the stamp itself. So the big heart and little heart are attached together. You don't have to stamp them together though. So I just mask off this part here when I'm inking it up just to make sure I don't catch any extra ink. And I just inked up that part. And I do have the punch currently, so I punched it out, but this is a super easy one to fussy cut because it's just a really simple heart shape to follow. And then this, of course, is the outline then for that, okay? So that's what I did here. I used crumb cake and I used sweet sorbet. I stamped that off one time though, just so it was a little bit lighter. It showed off the crumb cake color better. So you can see here, I used my neutral as, or I should say, I used crumb cake as my neutral in this case. So I don't have white or vanilla like you might see here. Let's see, this is still that same gingham paper that the mint macaron came from. And then also part of that country bundle is a 2-pack of ribbon. You get this burlap ribbon and you get a little bit of red in a 2-pack combination. So here it is. This is the burlap one. And I just added a little bow, kind of following that visual. It's not exactly a triangle in this case. It's kind of a line, but your eye is going to track through those 3 elements. So I have a little stamped in element. I have some matte dots that are in the sweet sorbet. And then I have my bow, well, actually just a knot in that case, of the burlap. All right, and here, as promised, is the Easter Bunny one. Like I said earlier, in case you missed it, the Easter Bunny punch is currently on a low inventory. So if you want to get that, I would recommend snatching that guy up really quickly before he's gone. I would bet that there's not enough time to get him to come back, unfortunately, before the end of the catalog in April. So I straight up just punched him. There is a stamped image that fits that particular design, but I wanted to keep this super simple. So again, more of this from the country gingham. This is balmy blue bunny, and then of course still that burlap ribbon and some crumb cake. Okay, and again, I used my white as my neutral. All right, so let me show you the stepped up version. So what I chose to do here, as you can see, I actually stamped and cut out the big floral heart, so it gives it a little bit of dimension. Oh, I forgot to point out on the Easter Bunny one, that center is actually popped up, okay? So like I said, you can use the dimensionals in any portion or none of the portions as you guys lay these cards out. That's totally up to you. Okay, so I stamped and punched out, or cut out, I should say, the heart. I've popped up that layer as well. The heart is popped up. I took my mint macaron blend and I colored the seam binding so that it is the mint macaron color, and just did a little knot for up there. And I added some champagne rhinestones into the centers of the flowers. Now I used some more DSP, still from the same suite, but it's from the 12 by 12 paper, which is the Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper. So you can find that again on page 9. There's some really pretty patterns in here, really good color palette, and that's where this petal pink, these 2 pieces of petal pink come from. So one has the little hearts running all the way through it, and this one, it might be hard to see in the camera. Oh, maybe that helps a little bit. There's a very faint white little hearts printed all over that particular one. Hopefully that'll show up a little bit better in the still photos, and you can see how cute that one is. I think that was, oh, and I also then, so this is the portion of the stamp that makes the leaves when you're ready to punch those out. Now what I did is I just inked it up. I just inked up one of them and I stamped it off, and then I stamped it behind my phrase. So there's just a little hint of that petal pink as a highlight for the words itself. So I just used another piece of the stamp to do that, or from that stamp set, to give that a little bit of a highlight. All right, let me bring those back into play a little bit. There we go. All right, and like I mentioned earlier, in case you missed it, make sure you're paying attention to Celebration. That is going to end at the end of February, so a couple more weeks on that. And if you didn't catch it, this is posted on the page. I believe I've saved it at the top. There are more items available if there's something in the Celebration that you've already gotten you don't want more of, or those aren't the really items that are appealing to you. There's some options from our annual catalog that are now available as part of that. So I want to thank a fellow demonstrator, Trisha Josephs. I received that card in a swap from her, and that is where I got the layout for tonight. So that is one of the adorable kittens from, oh, of course I forgot to write down where that one is from, but it's still in the front of the catalog by the Valentine stuff, so I can find it quickly. Here we go. Love Cats. Love Cats is on page 13, and that's where that cute little kitten image comes from. And then, of course, she used the black and white gingham from the annual catalog up in that corner. All right, so thank you to Trisha for the layout idea. And let's see if you can see all those now. I think we got them all on camera. Yay! All right, everybody, that will do it for me for tonight. I will be here next Monday, but the following Monday, the 20th, would that be? My dates are horrible, so whatever today is, plus 2 weeks. I'm going to be on vacation with my husband, so I will pre-record that one, and it will post live just like usual, so look out for a pre-recorded of that one, and then I will be back live on the very last week of February to wrap up Celebration and hopefully have some more really fun cards to talk about. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.